All right. I thought I would respond to all the comments asking for the video comparing the Noblet Alto Clarinet and the Leblanc Alto Clarinet. And you'll also notice that I am filming this intentionally in portrait mode, and that's simply because it's going to frame the instruments a little bit better. So if you get all butthurt about me doing this in portrait mode, there's a reason. It's because the instruments are vertical. All right, so I have two instruments here, essentially by the same maker. This is the Noblet. This is what would be considered their intermediate instrument, and this is the Leblanc. Just no model really, and it was their professional instrument. What's the difference between the two? Well, first thing, I'm going to take off this peg. The peg is aftermarket. I put it on there. None of the Alto Clarinets ever came with a peg. Let's start off with the biggest difference, and you will see that is the neck. The Leblanc here has the famous, what we call the swan neck. It's like a miniature bass clarinet neck. The Noblet has a much more standard neck. However, it has a tuning mechanism in the neck, like modern bass clarinets do. They are not interchangeable though. The lengths are considerably different. The swan neck on the Leblanc is a lot longer, which leads to the next really big difference, and that's going to be the upper joints. I'm going to go ahead and take the necks off of both of these, and I will take the upper joints apart, and we're going to compare the upper joints. And I will line them up down here, and you're going to see that the Noblet, this one here, is about an inch longer. It's about 2.5, 3 centimeters for the normal part of the world. And so you can see that these two joints are designed very differently. Interestingly, the neck on the Noblet with the tuning mechanism is identical to the Leblanc basset horn. Continuing on the upper joints, there's two more differences. And the most noticeable you'll see is this right here. This is a bridge from the high A key over to the register mechanism on the Leblanc. It does not exist on the Noblet. This is so that you can play altissimo D like you would on a bass clarinet and just lift off the register key. Pretty handy. It means that the vent here for B flat is only activated if the A key is depressed. It's not that way on the Noblet. It is controlled completely by the thumb key here. Whereas here, it's only going to move down if the throat A is pressed. That's a nice little added feature there. The other difference is going to be on the C sharp, G sharp. On the Noblet, you've got the C sharp, G sharp here, and the tone hole is around here on the back. On the Leblanc, you got the key here, here's the tone hole. It's a two-part mechanism on this instrument. So you press this down, and then it lifts this up. It wouldn't be terribly difficult to reverse engineer this so that you could have an articulated mechanism whereby first finger of the right hand would close this because it's now in a line. Moving to the lower joints. And here, well, there's not a lot of difference. The joints are virtually identical with one exception. This is the Leblanc here, and this is the Noblet. And as a friend of mine puts it, the Noblet looks like it's got chiclets for keys, whereas the Leblanc keys are fully sculpted in. But other than that, that's really the only difference on the lower joints. The lower joints are completely interchangeable. The upper joints, not so much. And there you go. That's the full differences between the Leblanc alto clarinet and the Noblet. Not a huge amount of difference, but enough to make the Leblanc a more preferable instrument for professional settings. Like you get called to play professional alto clarinet all the time. But there you go. Quick little info on these two instruments.